people there. My name is Tinashe Chirima, and I'm here with
Dr. Robert Chirima. Welcome to our program, Youth Chat. Youth Chat, where we talk about issues that is to do with young people, what they are going through, what they need in life, things that motivate them, things that encourages them, things that discourages them, things that are stumbling block, things that militate against their growing up, against the vision where they are going tonight.
This is a youth chat, and today we're going to be focusing on a certain area. We say life is not static, life is dynamic. Let's dive into it.
Life. What is that we call life? What is that we call life?
Yeah, life.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you say I have life, or when after an accident or something, you say I was battling for life. What is life? What is that we call life?
Life, I think it can be defined in many terms, because in school I do human social biology, and in school we say life is anything that can inhale, exhale, and breathe. Now, I think life is anything that has to do with living, as long as it's living. Because if you see,
So from biology, say bio. Bio means what?
Life.
So everything that is bio, it is life. This is what we are talking about. We're talking about something that breathes in and something that. So when you breathe in, right, there is life. But when you breathe out, you're taking out life.
Yeah, that's in terms of human beings.
In terms
even of plants, if you see that greenness in a plant, you know there's life.
There's life.
And
you can define life in different forms, depending on the perspective and the scenario and whatever. Oh, what a revelation! What a revelation!
So this is life. I think
this
according to the science people, these scientists,
right?
This is how they define life.
This is how they define life.
Anything
so now
sense of living.
we are saying life is not static.
No.
What do we mean when we say life is not static?
I think life is a cycle.
Life is a cycle. Oh, look at it.
Life is a cycle.
It rolls.
Like it's like a wheel.
It's like a wheel.
When the car is moving, that's life.
That's life.
It's a cycle.
So life, when I say I have life, in other words, I'm saying my life is rotating. My life is rolling.
Yes.
My life is moving.
Yeah, exactly.
Wonderful.
It's
Wonderful.
Life.
That's life. So when we say it's not static, we are saying your life should not be stagnant.
Yeah.
Your life should not be like, you see, any water that is not moving, that water is contaminated. It attracts a lot of bacteria. Water that is not moving, it's like a dead sea. It's dangerous. It's just taking in, it's not taking out. So there's no life there. That's why we call it dead sea. If your life is just taking in and it's not moving, what it means is that life is dead. We really say we have got people who though they are moving, but they are dead. Because if I love this, listen, I love this. Number one, we say we can start the year together doing something, but we finish the year differently.
Because it's life.
Do you know, when you see me right now, you say, no, we are beginning the year together. Yeah. But when we finish the year, if you don't know what I'm doing, will be different.
Yeah, very different.
Beginning is another thing, but finishing is another thing.
The end is very different most of the time.
But then the question is there any progress? Because you say life is not static, it's dynamic, it moves, it changes. If I start with one trousers beginning of the year, and I finish the year with one trousers, is my life moving?
I think that's very static. It's not just static, it's very static. It's not just static.
So anything that is static is dead.
Very dead. Because if you plant today, this is my plant.
Right. And it does not come out. It does not germinate.
Let's give an example of two plants. You have your own, I have my own.
Right.
You are watering your own, and I'm not watering my own. I'm just.
And it dries up.
It dries up. Yours, at the end of the time, maybe it's a mango fruit, mango plant. At the end of the day, you see some mangoes in your tree.
Mangoes.
And my plant is already dead. You know? So this is
no production, no
yes.
fruitful.
If I see your plant, I know that
You become jealous. But the question is,
you're very fruitful.
When I was watering mine, what were you doing?
Oh, where was I?
Oh, okay. You were moving around by the streets. We are talking about young people. You are by the drain, you're smoking, you are doing this, you are not going to school, you're not doing anything. But those who are going to school, when they have a job now, you go and look for a job to these guys.
To the same people.
And you are jealous now. And you think of stealing. You think of this. Now, what happens really? What is that we can do as young people? What is that we can do so that our life is not static? Our life is moving. It's cycling. What is that we can do?
I think that's why we thought of introducing this kind of topic.
Right. So that we have an interaction
with these people.
If you're watching this program and you are there and you feel like you've got a contribution, go in the inbox. Just put a comment on the things that you think of the things that we have said. Do you think we should discuss about this, or you've got a contribution on ABCD? Please make sure you comment it so that in the next program we'll be able to interact with you and we deal with those questions from your own perspective. But our intention is to make sure that we help each other so that our lives cycling. It's moving.
We need that
it's
cycle.
not static. It's not static.
We need.
Do you know one thing? I like being a young person because you still have life. You can have your dream. I like old people who they are close to the end of their life. They can't plan more. They can't plan. But then for young
of starting to plan.
Right.
The life starts now.
But you see, being a young man is an advantage. Do you know what? Do you know why it is an advantage?
Why do you say so?
Because I learn from the mistakes of these guys. And I'm doing so. What they took, like if they took 10 years to achieve something, when I'm coming now, I don't take 10 years.
5 years.
Because I will see the loopholes.
And I'll cut it short.
I'll cut it short. I will say, oh, there's a hole there because somebody fall. You see, you are not in the lead. There is an advantage. I'm seeing the advantages and disadvantages of those who are before me. As a young person now, I still have more lifespan in terms of what I want to achieve and everything that I can set for my life. But now, what we need to understand now is, do you know it has to do with the people around you? It has to do with the environment around you, the people around you. What are they saying? What are they influencing you to say? What do you think about the influence and so forth?
I think now in that manner, as we're talking about it, right? What influences you? I think I get influenced by a lot of stuff, especially this generation.
Number one,
fashion, music, everything.
You feel like if I don't follow this fashion, social media.
So this is what influences us today.
But the question is now, who is your role model?
That's number one. Because now this is a matter of an individual choosing wisely.
Oh, listen to this.
It
is a matter of an individual choosing wisely. Now, but how do I know I'm being wise here? Because you see, you don't forget, you are using what the things around you. What shapes your perspective are the things around you. How do you know whatever you are picking up to shape your understanding, it's wise? How do you then know if you're also involved in it?
You always know. Even if you do anything that this thing is not really. Sometimes you do things with doubt, like let me try it. This is
so actually know that what I'm doing is
everybody
right.
Everybody know.
Are you serious?
Yes.
So you can't blame nobody for who?
Support me in the comment section. Support me in the comment section. We know what we are doing.
Or listening, do you know that what I'm doing here is wrong?
We know, but the thing is, we are trying to experiment. We're trying to see things in different ways.
Experiment. We are going to explore about experimenting.
Yeah.
But then, what of if do you have the apparatus, the right apparatus?
Now, this is where
when you're looking at photosynthesis, you need to have the right apparatus, you need to have the sun, you need to have the right environment,
yes,
the litmus test and everything. So the question is now, what if this leaf now does not turn? The experiment is wrong now.
That's what I said.
But you see, you experiment, you sleep together, there's a pregnancy. But there comes now an issue of responsibility. What are you going to do? You have experimented. This is your product. What are you going to do?
That's what I say. Now, it's a matter of being wise. You have to be wise now. Even our father, Apostle Ezekiel Gucci, wrote a book, The Wise Man.
The Wise Man. The Wise Woman.
Yes, and there is a wise woman again. It's a matter of being wise.
And our mother, Apostle Yuna Gucci, says, today's woman. Okay. Meaning it's dynamic. We don't talk of the old woman in this generation, but we're talking about people being relevant in their time and in their generation. We're talking about today's woman. What it means is we're talking about being relevant to a moving generation, to a moving dispensation. Because if the dispensation is moving and you're not moving, what then happens? You don't move with time. You're always behind. And what happens? You become jealous for those who are moving.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's a matter of being wise. Because even if you're going for this girl, you know if you sleep with her, it's pregnancy, of course. But the matter of experimenting things.
So it depends with what you are experimenting with.
You're trying to experiment what? Because exactly if you sleep with somebody's daughter, she's going to get pregnant. We know. She's going to get pregnant. There's no beating around the bush trying to run away.
So what do you do? So what is the remedy there? What is the remedy? What do you do? Because you want to experiment, you want the joy part of it.
Being wise now, these children of nowadays being wise, they protect themselves.
Use condom?
Because now it's a matter of being in the game. You don't want to come out of the game. You want to continue in the game, but you want to play wise.
All right. Okay, let's talk here. Do you do your homework before you do these activities, before you indulge in these things, before you go into these games? Do you do your homework to see what works, what does not work, what is dangerous, what is not dangerous?
Yes, I think we do the homework. Let me say do. You comment whatever you do. But for me, I think you sit down with yourself and do homework.
Right.
Because there's no emergency of doing something that is dangerous. I don't think so.
All right.
There's no emergency for that. First of all, you plan whatever you have to do. Mm-hmm. You plan, I'm going to do it this way and this way and this way. Mm-hmm. But sometimes what we expect is not what happens.
Right.
It goes in another way now. Okay. This is where we try to run away again from that mess.
That mess.
And we end up getting into the worst
mess now.
So
today, because we are just introducing this program, we are just touching on there. Next time you realize that we'll be more focused. We want you to comment. We want you to share your views in terms of the things that you think they are pertinent, the things that we can actually articulate on this program, because we want to help one another. This is the focus of this program. We want to help one another on the things that we need to be careful when we are doing them and how we should be careful, because we need the information. But at the end of the day, we need to enjoy, because we are still growing up. There is life that is to do with growing up. And if you don't miss that chance, then these things will manifest when you grow. You see, it's better they manifest now so that you deal with them than for them to manifest when you're up there. You see, they will destroy you. But then we want to look at this thing. I was watching, as we are talking about life is not static. Life changes. I saw an article.
You want to remind me about something?
Yeah.
So that we share with
So that we share. I see something as I was watching Facebook. Somebody put pictures of Prophet Walter Magaya. You know that name?
Yes.
You know him?
Yes.
You know him?
Yeah.
You know who is Prophet Magaya?
Walter Magaya.
Yes. What can you say about him? What do you know about him now? Before I talk about the past I saw. You see, life can actually change.
Yeah, I think he's a well-known prophet, I think, in Zimbabwe.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And he's known, he has a big church.
He has a big church.
A very big
He has
church.
an aeroplane.
Yes, a very
A
big
jet.
one.
Big
Yeah,
jet.
and I think right now
He has a hotel.
a stadium.
He has a stadium. He has a
big man.
football club. You know,
A big man.
he has done tremendously well in Zimbabwe. He's a man. He has sponsored our national team.
Yeah, he's a man
At
known
one
for
point
good
in time,
works.
he likes football. But I was just watching a picture. I don't know when, but there's a picture. When you look at that picture, you say, when you look at me today, don't laugh at me because my tomorrow you don't know it.
You never know.
Because when you look at the picture, where he was during that time, how life was like for him during that time, and you compare it with today, where he is today, then I think when you are looking at me today, you don't need to laugh at me. I'm talking about young people. I say you are still 18 and you still have a lifespan that can go.
True.
Nobody should look down upon you now. Why? Because they don't know your tomorrow.
Yes.
They don't know your tomorrow. So nobody should look down upon you. Nobody should laugh at the situation you are going through now. You see, we go through different ways. Sometimes I might struggle. You know, when you look back, there are people who used to go to school without shoes and whatever, but today they are CEOs. Today they are presidents. Today they are this and that. They are big people. So life is not static. What can you say?
It's very dynamic, because I think most people, there's this saying that says most things start from humble beginnings.
Right.
Yeah.
We can talk of Professor Ezekiel Adinawangbuti.
Yes, humble beginnings.
Today we talk of the legacy, but look at him. He came from a family where they would fend for the food. He would actually go and do piece jobs to survive.
You see,
During those times, it will fend for the other sisters and what have you. He could not even speak English, but look at how God raised him. He became the father of the whole world, because the church has grown to more than 180 countries. He has touched the whole continent, 5 continents, 6 continents.
yes.
He has touched all of them with the gospel of Jesus Christ. He was given a prestigious status, like in America, he was given the freedom of the city in some places. Why? Because life is not static. So when you look at me today, this is not my life. So don't laugh at me. I might struggle today, but that cannot be my life in the next few days.
Let me hold you there.
You're right.
We might say life is not static, it's dynamic. But I think this implies to somebody who doesn't lose focus.
Thank you. I need to clap hands for you. I need to clap hands for you.
I think so.
I need to clap hands for you. Now listen to this very carefully. I want you to repeat. Life is not static to someone who has a vision.
That's number one.
Who is focused, who knows where he is going, who defies all odds, the pressures of life. What do you say? What do you say?
It's a matter of focus. Because sometimes pressure keeps getting worse, especially in our generation. And sometimes we intend to blame these young people. But I think the blame should go to these young people if they lose focus.
If they lose focus.
Because you can, if I have focus.
Is that not that we judge? No, I remember there's a man called Paul Matavire. Paul Matavire, he sang a song where he was talking about, do not count the delinquency before their time of incubation is fully materialized.
Okay.
Is it not that we judge prematurely?
This is the point now. This is the exact point. That people judge before even you see the result. Because you see me going.
I might be doing, it's like at school. You might go to the same school, in the same class, and someone will be playful at school. But when he goes home, he reads.
Exactly.
And you'll be getting good results. So you are different. When we are there, We seem like we are the same, but we are not the same. We will see you by results. There are some who will keep on focused. That's a powerful point.
Keep focused.
Keep focused. My life is not what it is today. My life will not remain like it is. But it's unfortunate when every year you write what we call resolutions beginning of the year. And come the end of the year, not any of those resolutions come to fruition. There's no reality out of them. It's bad.
Very bad.
And you can't have that cycle every year where you plan and nothing comes out. Where you plan and those plans, they don't come to reality. It's like we start the whole year, the beginning of the year together. But when it comes to the end of the year, we are different.
Very different.
Very different. What is that I need to do? You talked of focus, but how can I focus when I've got these pressures around me?
I think these pressures are some of the things that causes peer pressure. I think most of these things, they come and go. That's number one. They come and go.
They come and go.
Because you might want to have, let's say, you're going other side of doing drugs because of peer pressure, let's say because of peer pressure, and you lose focus, you lose your vision, forget that you have a vision that you need to fulfill.
Because you've been taken away,
Yes.
You've been distracted. You are now focusing on this.
That's the point now.
And you relinquish the actual focus that will take you to your destination.
Yes. I think now, when you lose focus, because like I was saying, the pressures come and go. But when you lose focus, that means you're
But
gone.
how come, listen to me, the question is, I should lose focus because the place where I am, there's a lot of noisy. It's noisy, influence from all over. There's pressure. I need clothing. You are talking about fashion that is coming now. But I don't have money. My parents don't have money. How can I focus when there's this pressure, noise all over? How can I focus?
I understand. I understand that point.
You are the young people. I'm talking
Yes,
about you. How
I
can you
understand.
focus when there's this noise all
I know.
around?
And most people have went through this because you of course you lose focus because of this. But let me give an example, especially a good example about fashion. Fashion is something that is very funny because at the end of the year we see new labels. I'll give examples. There's this label that just came, that was last year. That was Bottega Veneta. When it came, everybody rushed. Oh, everybody wanted that label. Trust me.
Right.
I think for the first 6 months, people were really into that label, Bottega Veneta. But now look at it. We can't even remember about it. And
It's gone.
I barely see.
But
people who wear that label.
but now you see, I've sold my ABCD to buy it.
Exactly.
Now
That's why
it's
I said
gone.
It's gone.
So is this a waste now?
Because I barely see people.
So now I have to raise this one that has just come in. What about this? So I've
That's what
got
I'm
pressure
telling
now.
you. Things come and go. This is a matter of understanding. That's
Chasing fashion is like chasing wind.
Because I think you don't have to chase these things because there's time for them. You don't have to chase them. There's time that these things will come.
So you better wait.
It's a matter of
Get a good job, wait,
Yes.
finish school, get a better job, have your money, and you can have these things at will. You have them at will.
No, I think now the problem now with us is I don't think we want to wait to be in the
Wait room.
Yes, waitlist. Those people.
But how can you be in? How can you wait? Because these girls, this is what they want. They want a man like this. There's pressure. That's why I have to do it early. Or else you tell me you can't reach 20, 21 and you don't have a girl. You see, I said
Almost impossible.
The place you are, it's noisy. Because there are a lot of pressures, a lot of things. What am I going to do? Despite that, you want to wait until that time. But this noisy, how do I survive now? Because you see, there's this noise. This one is calling, this one is calling, this one is calling, and I don't know which one to follow, which one to listen.
I think now it's a matter of to those young people watching me there. It's a matter of survival of the fittest.
Survival of the fittest. Explain more.
Because if you're not fit, you stumble. Trust me, you stumble. It's now a survival of the fittest.
So what? Tell me how the fittest will survive in this noisy environment. How do they survive? Because you still need this fashion, you still need this girl, you still need to compete at school or in the society.
I think it's a matter of...
You don't want to be there, down there.
It's very hard. No lie, it's very hard. And I might say maybe it's 10% of people who will remain strong in this. Only 10% will remain defeat. That's what I think. Because most of the time, you see, if you want to see that most of people in our generation, my generation, have been led away, have been swept away. Just try to go, hear the music they listen. This is number one. The music that we like, that we say we like, this music we like. Mostly, it's not about any advice. It doesn't give advice. That's number one. Most of the time, it doesn't give advice. That's number one. Two, the language. The language. And these people that sing, they are very smart because they know if they engage in this kind of language, people will go that way. That's number one. Like I'm telling you again, fashion. Fashion comes and go. People are making money with you.
Yes. Tonight we just need to break for a while, and we'll come back and you'll continue with fashion.
Stay tuned.